virtually no oversight or accountability built into the language in this bill. How is this sound fiscal policy? How is this sound governmental policy? I've been asking myself that since last night when I finally got my hands on this bill, and I can't answer that question. We need a long-term vision for this state. A long-term vision that means making our business tax rates competitive, which we should and can do, and a long-term vision that means we invest in our infrastructure, invest in education, invest in healthcare, and invest in the very people who put us into this office in the first place, not those with the most money. And with that, I oppose House Bill 2001.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Representative Harper.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, I'd like to bring to your attention that in House Ways and Means, the Minority Caucus overwhelmingly opposed tightening up controls over sweetheart deals by MIHS. That's the Maricopa County Integrated Health System. I proposed for 2 years trying to make sure they follow a procurement code as strict as they were under when they were under the county supervisors. And the Minority Caucus was not concerned about sweetheart deals at that time. Now, I admit I will concede that there are some things that can be tightened up in this bill in the future, but that it's not worth blowing up an agreement on. There should be some follow-up legislation to try and make sure that there is a little stricter a ban on accepting gifts or some controls on that. That's something that can be done in follow-up legislation. We're going to pass this bill out, mirror it with a Senate bill, and get our economy back on track. In the 1970s, the aerospace and defense industry in Arizona was vibrant. It was moving. It was creating jobs. It was actually not just attracting businesses here, it was bringing workers from other states. My family was one of those families that moved here for a job in the aerospace and defense industry. My father was a machinist for a manufacturer in Indiana, and we needed to move because my brother had asthma. Garrett Turbine Engine Company, later called Allied Signal and Air Research, and then Allied Signal, and now Honeywell, actually moved my family out here for my dad to work in the aerospace and defense industry. It was vibrant in the 70s and 80s. People were aghast when Walmart became the largest employer in the state of Arizona in the 90s. Today, the state of Arizona is the largest employer in the state of Arizona. Something's wrong when government is a major employer in a state. It is time to bring back the manufacturing sector in Arizona. It's time to bring back the phrase "Made in America." Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harper. Chair recognizes Representative Gallego.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, I got this bill last night, like many of us. Oh, Mr. Chair, I rise in opposition to